Seguro que ya viste las polémicas declaraciones de Caliste sobre el 3-0 que dicen que le va a meter a Movistar KOI. Eso no es más que un pequeño fragmento de las declaraciones de Caliste, que fueron mucho más allá y comentó muchas otras cosas. Pero, ¿y si vemos la entrevista entera y la analizamos? Vamos a ello.
To PGL, Ginny here, joined with Jack and Caliste. Congratulations on the win. The lower bracket run stays alive.
Yeah, it stays alive. We sadly went down in the lower brackets. I think we just had a bad day against KOI.
Sí, un mal día. Casi os coméis un 3-0.
And we need to, I don't really know how to say it, but find our team again.
Lock in.
Just lock in, find our team again, because there is a lot of times, even today against Heretics, we are not on the same page.
De hecho, después del 1-1 y que Heretics ganara el mapa, todo el mundo vio la posibilidad de que Karmine Corp pudiera acabar perdiendo incluso la serie. De hecho, desde el propio K-Corp, el propio Jake, en las conversaciones con el resto de sus compañeros, mostró en las comms que había mucha disparidad entre las calls que daban unos y otros, y cada uno iba a su bola.
And I think it's mostly why we lost against KOI, but if we just find this missing piece, we will. I'm really confident that we will come back to finals and do the lower bracket run.
And what do you think went wrong against KOI? Like, I feel like you and Vladdy, for me, typically in team fights, I feel like you guys always turn it on. But in that series, you guys didn't have the same presence that I feel like I'm used to you guys having.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was overall a bad day for all of us. We were not playing as good as we are used to, Casey, and we were not on the same page at all. It was really messy compared to our standards. So I think it should be normal that we lose, but also it's like, it's probably it's always the same thing. We had the same in the winter playoffs where we lost against G2 3-0 and like we had bad drafts, we were playing bad, all these things, we were not together. And now I feel like it's just the same thing again, where we're starting playoffs and basically we're not together, we don't have the same ideas, we're doing different things, we're not playing really good, and we lost against KOI, but we lost 2-3, it was close.
No, ahora en serio. Caliste, ¿qué partido ha visto? Literalmente podía haber sido un 3-0, vamos.
And like, we will just do the lower bracket run if we are able to just find this missing piece again.
A ver, yo tengo una mala noticia aquí para Caliste, ¿no? Y es que una vez hayas conseguido ir por el lower bracket y acabar ganando y llegando a la final y ganando la liga, no significa que lo vayas a conseguir de nuevo. Si no, este año volverías a estar último, igual que estuviste todo el año pasado. Que estuviste en Karmine Corp los últimos.
You're talking about the missing piece, and that's something that we've also heard from Caps last week, where he was like, yeah, we were all playing individually, we weren't playing on the same page, and then he mentioned them having like a really long talk and having a difficult conversation about that, which allowed them to find it. Do you think that when it comes to the KC and you guys looking a little bit more disjointed, it is a fact of having a conversation and sitting down, or is there a lot more different elements to it?
I mean, it's always the same thing. When your team is not playing together or have different ideas, you have to talk, because if you don't talk, then you will just stay in the same situation and you will not play good. So if you want to win, you have to talk, you have to create discussions, maybe even conflicts sometimes, but you have to. If it's an healthy conflict, it will always go in a good way. And yeah, we have to make some discussions. I think we are in the same situation as them. Like as Cap said, you have to get discussions, because I feel like we're in the same situation where we're playing a bit more individually and we have all different ideas. We just have to stay as five and do the same idea and it will go well.
Y estas son, creo que las primeras y últimas palabras de Caliste que tendrán sentido y tendrán una coherencia completa. No, esto sí está bien, ¿no? Yo creo que es lógico, ¿no? Al final, evidentemente, cuando hay esos problemas internos dentro del equipo, o las hablas y las solucionas, o evidentemente vas a seguir repitiendo los mismos errores una y otra vez, porque al final los problemas hay que afrontarlos, tanto dentro como fuera de la grieta.
And that's something that we've touched upon also on the desk when it comes to like seeing KC play together a lot more. But there was always one player that we highlight, Jack, when it comes to, consistent, he's fine, he's in the top lane, he's doing well. And that's Kana, so he also gets Kia Player of the Series. How does it feel from your end to be like on the bot lane, which is like complete opposite side of the map, to be playing with someone like Kana, who you know like can always be someone you can rely on?
I mean, it's pretty funny, because first, like, we are talking a lot to each other, even though we are opposite of the map. And yeah, I'm just happy because I have the best top laner in Europe and the most reliable top laner. And it's so funny because when there is some swaps, it's like, Kana, you want to swap? No. Kana, they can swap. No. It's just so funny because he's just so good that we can always rely on him. He will always be in a fine situation, and I think it's one of the strengths of KC is like we have 3 really good lanes, so even if one is like doing bad, the other will do good, and we can always find a way to come back in the game.
De hecho, para mí, Kana es actualmente el mejor jugador de Karmine Corp, sin dudas. De hecho, hay que tener en cuenta que a Kana se le acaba el contrato a final de año, al igual que a Targamas. Y reemplazar a Kana sí creo que puede ser un gran problema para Karmine Corp si Kana decide volver a Corea o si lo acaba fichando otro club. Sin embargo, bueno, que de Targamas se quede sin contrato y acabe saliendo del equipo tampoco creo que sea un problema, y más teniendo en cuenta que Zoelis, a pesar de su cuestionable participación anterior en la LEC, creo que sería un gran candidato para formar parte de Karmine Corp, y más teniendo en cuenta que es francés.
And speaking of Kana, he was one of the runner-up for MVP, and Upset ended up winning MVP. Do you think that was deserved, or how do you view it?
I mean, you can't say it's not deserved anyways, because I think most of the discussions he was in the top 3, so if he ends up winning, it's for sure deserved. I think he did a good split, and Elias is always a really good AD carry. He's playing good, and he's always in good conditions. And then, yeah, I mean, you can have...
You're close with him like that, Elias?
I mean, it's just I respect him. I think he's a good player, and it's just... Yeah, I mean, it was probably Kana, Upset, and then the third one, I don't know, it's just the opinion of everyone, but I think it's for sure deserved because Kana and Upset are the 2 players that were always mentioned in this top 3.
Bueno, no voy a entrar aquí a debatir cuáles son para mí los mejores jugadores de este año o cuáles son los MVP de este split, porque eso lo vamos a dejar para otro vídeo. Pero bueno, ya hablaremos.
We also had Upset yesterday on PGL, and he ranked the 80 carries that we had on the split. We should be bringing it up at some point, but you were put on S tier. He respects you a lot as well as an opponent, as an 80 carry. He was like, yeah, me and Caliste are on the same level.
Yeah, I think he's really good, and we also both like to play really aggressive.
Espera, ¿me está diciendo que Upset ha puesto tier B a Supa? Es que me parece increíble. Es absurdo. O sea, acabas de perder, vas por el lower bracket. KOI ha ganado a Karmine Corp, el actual campeón de la LEC, humillando Supa a Caliste en esa serie. Y aún así tú lo pones en el B. Hostia, es que ahora no sé si quiero que gane Karmine Corp o que gane Fnatic para reventar a Upset en la siguiente partida, te lo juro, el sábado, el día 7, que recordemos que jugamos contra el ganador de Karmine Corp y Fnatic. Y ganando, vamos a la final de la LEC, al MSI, y clasificamos para la EWC.
I think that's why we like each other, because every time we're playing against each other, we are just fighting till death, no matter what. So it's always a banger match, and I'm happy to play against them tomorrow, because it's Upset and Fnatic, and, well, they like to fight, and I don't like to just run when someone is fighting, so it's always funny to play against them, and they're also really good at laning, so it will be exciting to play against them.
Yeah, and you can see the graphic behind us there. Is there anything you disagree with them on the ranking about, or do you think it's like pretty fair?
I mean, Supa played good against us, so after KOI match, I will put him in A.
Hostia, esto lo ha tenido que doler, ¿eh? Ponerlo en el A, la ha tenido que subir de tier, ¿eh? Después de que te humillara. O sea, ni siquiera lo vas a poner igual que tú, a tu nivel. No. Aún así lo pone por debajo. Vale. Ok.
But either way, I think I can agree with the tier list.
Upset, Caliste y Hansama por encima de Supa. Madre mía.
All right, good to know. I mean, you're not even on it this time around. Did he put you in D tier, right?
He said I'd be like C tier, maybe B tier.
Okay, probably
he said
D
something
tier.
like that.
Either way.
He just wants to be gentle with you.
Hostia, vaya palo más gratuito. Por un momento casi se me olvida que es de Karmine Corp, me cae bien. Madre mía, vaya palito que le ha metido a Spectra. Vaya palo.
Wow, you just got.
Me and White gave you guys some competition in scrims. That's all I'm gonna say. Last year, me and
Okay, that was last year. It doesn't matter. This
true.
is 2025, new year. But considering we're talking about the past either way, let's bring up the winter bracket, because you guys were also in the lower bracket in winter. You also went up against Fnatic. It was a 5-game banger. If anything, that sets the tone for tomorrow.
I mean, as I said, Fnatic loves to fight and we love to fight also. It will probably just be a bloodbath and both teams will just go 5 mid and fight. So it will probably be a banger for the spectators, I guess. And what I think is if we are playing good and we are disciplined and we are just in the form where we should be winning ADC and we are a good team and not doing weird things and not being on the same the same ID. It can be a banger game going to get to 5 games, but either way, I think it should be a 3-1 for us.
Gratis. Gratis. Va a ser gratis para vosotros. Madre mía, tío. Yo, pero a este tío, ¿quién coño le está aconsejando y dándole... Madre del amor hermoso. A ver, si tú me estás diciendo que está gratis teniendo a Jai comparado con Razor, solo, exclusivamente con eso.
Okay. You're talking about being on the same page. I think today, game 2 kind of showed some of the issues that we saw with you guys in the game as well against KOI. It wasn't necessarily as cohesive. So you don't have the week to prepare like you did for today's game. It's like you're going to bed and then you're going to be playing against Fnatic. Could you, as the AD carry in this position, do to make sure that, at least from your perspective, you are there with the team tomorrow, all on the same page, and game 2 and the KOI series doesn't happen again?
I mean, as I said, it's... the most important is to have discussions. Even though we won today, I think there is a lot of things we can improve on and we didn't do well. It showed up a lot in game 2. So it's just having discussions. Even though we won, it's not time to rest. We are not qualified for MSI or anything. It's the format. We lost, so it's deserved. We have to play 2 days in a row, but it's just life. It's rough and you have to go through it. So I'm excited to play against them. And
yo voy a decir una cosa. Este tío está cagadito de miedo. Solo tenéis que mirarle el pie. Mirad cómo lo mueve. Está, hostia puta, acojonado.
I hope there will be some good botlane battles.
I'm looking forward to it. And
Exciting.
I respect it as well, how you're saying, it's just life. We made the mistake. We have to play 2 days in a row. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Right?
It is what it is.
It is what it is. But then the winner also goes up against KOI, and I'm assuming from your perspective as KC, considering they're the team that knocked you into that lower bracket, that's what you are looking forward to as well? Yeah,
we're also for sure looking at KOI, and we know if we beat Fnatic, probably the hardest will be to beat Fnatic, because after this, we know why we lost against KOI, and we know how to fix it. So if we beat Fnatic, I'm really confident I'm just going to finals and being qualified to MSI and just 3-0 KOI, I think.
3-0 KOI, okay. 3-0 KOI, okay.
Este tío acaba de perder un mapa contra Team Heretics, todavía tiene que jugar mañana contra Fnatic y no solo se acuerda de nosotros, sino que nos dice que nos va a meter un 3-0 después de haberlos mandado al lower y estar sufriendo ahí abajo con los que se han colado de milagro. No hay más que dejar de escuchar lo que está diciendo, simplemente mirar cómo tiembla como un cachorrito en una perrera.
I like that take, right? It's the confidence that you need to have going into tomorrow, and as well, KOI will be another one. That leaves G2. Would you agree that when it comes to G2 and the playoffs, they always just randomly lock in? What do you have maybe any idea behind the secret that they have going on?
I think, I'm not sure. I think they're always good in playoffs, yeah. They have good players that has a lot of experience. I mean, mostly Ants, BB and Caps, so they always show up on playoffs. So for me, it's not really a surprise that they are, when it matters, they are winning and they're always there. For me, it's not really a surprise, but I'm not sure. I feel like just G2 Fnatic has a mental block against G2 probably, and then they won against KOI. I think it's normal because I think they're just a better team than them. And
Espera. Tú me estás diciendo que G2 es muchísimo mejor que Movistar KOI. Pero la realidad es que en la fase regular han quedado por detrás. Tú estás diciendo que K-Corp es mejor que G2 también. Pero vosotros habéis perdido contra Movistar KOI. Yo no, pues nada, yo no me dan los números. Ustedes siempre sois los mejores y Movistar KOI siempre es el peor. Da igual contra quién lo comparemos. Madre mía.
For me, it's not really surprising that they go to final. I think it should have been us, but as I said, it's life. We didn't do well, so now we have to go from the lower brackets. But I'm pretty confident to go to the finals with them again.
Has Skewmond been a surprise for you at all? I know you played against him a little last year, but I thought he was good in ERLs, but I feel like he's been so fast to gel into this G2 roster. he's always up a level at like 15-20 minutes. He's always so efficient with his camps and clearing. And I felt he was like the best jungler this split.
It doesn't really surprise me because, as you said, I played a lot against him. In solo queue or in official in LFL, so I know he's a great player. And for me, if you're a great player and you have a great mindset and you're going to G2 with like
a pretty good
such experienced players and everything,
start,
you should for sure play good. But yeah, as you said, he's really good at managing his own resources, his own camps. He's always in a fine spot to carry the game. But maybe sometimes the best is just to be more on your team. I'm not sure, but I think on his playstyle, he's really, really good. And it's not really a surprise for him that he's among the best junglers.
A ver, ¿que Skewmond es bueno? Pues sí, es bueno, la verdad. Pero bueno, de ahí a que sea el mejor de la liga, yo creo que hay mucha diferencia, ¿no? Yo creo que también es muy fácil ser jungla en G2 teniendo las dos solo líneas que tienes. O sea, tienes a puto Broken Blade y al puto Caps en la línea de arriba y en el medio. O sea, eso facilita la vida a cualquier jungla a la hora de poder junglear, ¿no?
Right. They're among the best junglers. He's in the finals. You're looking to go into the finals. Today was step 1 of the lower bracket. Tomorrow is going to be step 2 for KC, but also for Fnatic. We're going to be back at 4:45 p.m. exactly. Pretty specific, I know, with the ready check, and we're going to have a 5-game...
Y bla, 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 publicidad, spam, no sé qué, no sé cuánto, ¿no? Gente, dejadme en comentarios si os ha gustado este vídeo, que es el primero que hacemos analizando una entrevista en inglés, así que espero vuestros comentarios y saber qué opináis, si os gusta o no os gusta, y sobre todo, ¿qué pensáis que va a pasar con Karmine Corp y con Fnatic en la LEC?